I am back with another episode. That is 2 episodes consistently in a row on a Tuesday for Empowering with Emily. I think I'm going to call it Empowering with Emily because it was Emily Olivia Empowerment, but I'm going to change it up a little because we're taking another approach where you empower with me, I empower myself. We talk about female empowerment. And yeah, that is pretty much it. And I'm doing, if you're watching, because I am going to put this on Spotify as well. So if you're listening, I'm doing my makeup. And if you're watching, you are watching me do my makeup just as I get ready to go out and do my steps. Because steps are a non-negotiable for me. And my routine consists of steps every morning and do my makeup first. Because I am huge for self-love. And I am huge for dressing in a way and presenting yourself in a way that you feel most comfortable in, that truly reflects you. I also am very, very big for present yourself in a way that you also want to be treated and respected, because I do think that plays a huge role. If you look a certain way, if you make effort, if you show up when you're meeting people, by, presenting yourself well, and you go meet somebody new, or you go meet a client, or you meet some friends, or date somebody, of course. If you make effort to, present yourself well, look good, do your hair, do your makeup, you're going to be treated in a certain way in comparison to if you show up half-assed, in my opinion. So that is just my view. And you always feel so much better about yourself. Like, you shouldn't just do that for other people, of course. You should be doing it for yourself. I'm doing it and I make myself look a certain way and do my makeup a certain way and do my hair and whatnot, and take a lot of pride in my appearance, because it's reflective of me and who I am and how I feel and how I value myself and what my own worth is. Like, I value myself a lot, and I do love myself, and I'm massive on self-love. Some people call it vanity. I disagree. If you can't love yourself in life, how the hell are you gonna love someone else, as RuPaul says? And that's it. Like, you are your number one relationship in life. You are guaranteed a relationship with yourself, because you are always going to be with yourself. No matter what, you're not going anywhere. For you, I'm not going anywhere for me. I'm going to be with me forever. I like to think that me and Josh will be together forever, but reality is he might up and leave. So I've got to have my own back. My mum, I absolutely love her so much, but she's not going to be here always. So love her, she loves me. But I've got to have my relationship with myself. Friends come and go, but reality is you will always be with you. So always show up for you. So that is why I'm massive on self-love. Massive on taking care of your appearance and presenting yourself. And yeah, massive on you just being your number one fan. So yeah, it's not arrogance, guys. It is self-love. Anyway, as I do my makeup today, I thought my subject of choice for today's episode will be jumping into unfamiliarity, because that's where we're heading. We're heading into unfamiliarity, or I'm heading into unfamiliarity as I embark on a new journey. And for years and years and years, the journey's been very familiar, very predictable, because I've been in the same industry of work for a long time. I have been in the same sport for a long time, and I've absolutely loved that. I've loved being in one line of work and one line of sport for a long time, because it was my passion and it is what I absolutely adored to do. However, times change, people change, I've changed, and now I am embarking on something new. And I guess you're kind of here for the journey with me, because one of the new things that I'm diving headfirst into is YouTube and the podcast, or the Spotify episodes, whatever you want to call it, which is, of course, something that I am new to. It's not something that I have done consistently. I've dabbled in it, obviously, last year. I did a little YouTube series a couple years ago when I competed in my pro league, my pro debut, and now I want to kind of take it seriously and actually make something of it and make effort with it. Consistency is key, not perfection. And I am in no way perfect on YouTube or Spotify. I'm no way perfect anyway. Nobody is, But consistency will always outweigh perfection. So if I stay consistent with this, then hopefully I will get better at it and become more familiar with it and actually make something of it as well. And I guess that's kind of where we start, is when you're jumping into unfamiliarity, as scary as it is, like this is really daunting, putting myself out there like this. Doing long form content is really daunting because it gives people a real insight into me. Real insight. When you see somebody on Instagram or TikTok and it's short form content, they're little snippets of someone, little snippets of somebody's character, of their life. It's nothing too in depth. So you just see them at a glance and then they're gone. And you build up an assumption of somebody off the back of that, and a judgment of somebody off the back of that, which can be easy to, you can easily manipulate that on social media in short form content. But in long-term content, long form content, you can't do that because you are putting yourself out there for a longer period of time. I'm talking to you guys for a longer period of time. You're getting to know me, you're getting to know my personality, you're getting to know my knowledge, my experience in life, and it's quite intimate. So putting myself out there in this way is something completely new and daunting because I'm opening myself up to so many more judgments, so many more comments of people. I'm really letting you guys see my personality, and that's scary. That's really scary. But do you know what's scarier? Not doing it and not embarking on something new that I want to thrive into, not embarking on something different and trying something that I've never done before. It's scary to do that. What's worse than familiarity and discomfort in doing the same thing every day and not putting yourself out there is it's much better to push yourself out your comfort zone. Try something new. Do it. Just do it. And that's what I'm doing. I'm just doing it. So when it comes to staying in familiarity, and I could stick to what I know, and I could stick to doing my short form content and doing my Instagram and doing my TikTok and showing me in short, manageable, manipulative clips if I wanted to. Instead, I am putting myself out there, showing more of my personality, showing more of what I do in order to see if I can embark and make a dream that I really, really want to make real. So you've got to remember that as scary as it is to put yourself out there, it's scarier to stay in the same place. And I hope that I'm received well on YouTube. I hope that I'm received well on Spotify. I hope that people can relate. And I hope it doesn't put me in a place where people really don't like me. But I'll never know until I try. And if it works, it works. And it goes well, amazing. But at the same time, I guess you have to remember, because I've had it over the years, when you are putting yourself out there, when you are trying something new, when you are doing something that is unfamiliar to you, and you're doing it in front of a lot of people, a lot of people could be watching you fail. A lot of people could be watching you succeed. But either way, a lot of people are going to watch for sure from the sidelines. Some are going to comment, some aren't. And when they do comment or when they do make their judgments or whatnot, it's literally a fleeting comment or a fleeting judgment. And then they're on to the next thing. So that's what you have to remember. When you do put yourself out there, people are going to watch, they are going to judge, they are going to think, oh, what is this person doing? But then they're on to judging the next person. Then their concern goes on to the next thing that they see. They watch you for a second, or in this case, they might watch me for 40 minutes. If they're watching me for that long and they don't like what they're doing, then might be a hater, but might be a secret fan. So if they want to dedicate their time to watch you and then berate you or make comments about you, first of all, you always just have to accept that for what it is. And that's what I have done over the years. People have made comments about me and said things about me, and it doesn't bother me because I probably don't know you. And it's more of a reflection of you than it is me. But then they will go on to the next thing. So that one little comment they make or that one little thing they say, they're probably not going to think about it again unless you respond, for one. And second, they're also judging the next person. So you just have to take those judgments as they come. So stepping out of familiarity and into discomfort and putting yourself out there, expect those judgments, expect those comments, let them go over your head. Don't take it personally, because for one person that doesn't like you, there's probably 10 people that do like you, unless you were really doing something wrong. So bear that in mind when you are pushing yourself out of familiarity. You're going to get those comments. Another thing that is scary about embarking on this journey, I've just realised I am missing some of the makeup I need, so bear with me, I have returned. Yes, so another thing you're going to notice, and you're going to feel often when jumping into unfamiliarity, is the fear of failure. The fear of failure is huge when you are doing something that you have never ever done before. Because first of all, you're putting yourself out there, like I just covered, you're putting yourself out there. You are fearful of judgments, of opinions, of what people think. You have to really push past that and accept people will think, people will make judgments, they will make comments. Let it slide, literally let it slide. The second thing, fear of failure. You do put yourself out there. Well, what if it doesn't work? What if I do all of this and nobody watches me? Nobody is appreciating my content. Nobody likes what I do and it's not useful for anyone. Well, what I say to that and what I think when it comes to being fearful of failure is it only fails if you give up. That's that. That is literally it. Anything you do will only fail if you allow it to. Genuinely. If you let something fail, of course it's going to fail. But if you want something to succeed, if you want something enough, you will make it work. I guarantee you'll make it work in one way or another. And it might take years. It might take years to work. But if you are certain of something and you want to make it work, you will. If you want to succeed, you will, because you won't give up. You won't give up. Doing this right now, doing this long form content, doing YouTube, putting this on Spotify. I've already tried to do this once. I did my YouTube series years ago when I did my pro debut. That was great. I loved doing that. I did really well. It was really successful, to be honest. In my opinion, didn't earn me any money, but it was good. And I loved doing it. I really enjoyed it. That's the main thing. You've got to enjoy what you're doing. And I loved doing it. And then I stopped. Didn't do any more YouTube after that. When I lived in Dubai, I did one little YouTube video. That did okay. Same again. Was pretty happy with it. Didn't keep it consistent, of course. So how is it going to grow? How is it going to be successful if you're not consistent? So obviously I accepted that it's just a YouTube video I'm putting out there. It's what it is. And then I did the empowerment podcast last year. And I started that. And as I said in my previous YouTube and my previous video episode, I embarked on that journey and I embarked on what I wanted to do because I really want to do this. I really, really want to do long form content and YouTube videos and Spotify's and podcast episodes. But last year I wasn't in the place for it. I took the leap and I did it. I did something I wanted to do for a long time. I did the podcast. And I went to a professional studio. I recorded it all really well. And that gave me, because I went to the professional studio, that gave me the confidence to sit here now and do it in my own house. The studio made me feel professional, made me feel more comfortable in putting myself out there because I had the studio, I had the guidance of somebody there who was recording me and giving me insights into what I could do and what I should do. I knew what I wanted. I pre-planned all my episodes, which was great. I really enjoyed doing it, but I wasn't confident in myself at the time. Obviously, as I said in my last episode, I was still trying to find my identity this time last year, or even earlier than that. So I wasn't 100% certain of who I was. So talking on camera aloud like this and exploring my thoughts was hard because I wasn't certain of who I was and I wasn't very secure in myself. But by doing that last year and then not following through with it, allowing myself more time to grow, got me to the point now. Obviously, I did it in the studio and then I did 2 episodes at home. So I got more confident about doing it at home. The comfort of my own home, felt more secure in my thoughts. And then I didn't do it for a while. But all of that failure, which it wasn't, that period of time and getting myself out there and everybody seeing me do it and everybody seeing me stop doing it and not following through with it, allowed me now, this year, to do this right now, learn from it. I learned I need a better camera for at home. Perfect. Did that, sorted. I need a mic, which I've just realised I'm not wearing. Oh well, it is what it is. But this is the thing, you live and you learn. You go through those periods, you do them, you explore them, you recognise, oh, now might not be the time, or I need to improve on that, I need to do this, and then you come back better and you try again. Right now I'm trying again, I'm doing it again, I'm recording again, I'm in the comfort of my own home, I'm secure, I know what I want to talk about, I feel confident in what I'm doing. You live and you learn, and you will succeed because you're consistent. And I will succeed in this because I'm consistent and I won't give up. Don't get me wrong, it's not going to be perfect straight away, as I said. I'm learning still. I forgot my mic today. Didn't even realise until I just said that. Oops. But I'll learn for next time. I'll recognise, I'll go, oh, remember to wear your mic this time because you forgot last time. It's not about being perfect. And you can do everything you possibly can to try and make it perfect. Like I said, last year, I hired the studio, hired somebody to guide me through it, pre-planned all my episodes. I tried to make it perfect. That gave me confidence to embark on it. But I'm way better this time than trying to control every aspect of it last time for it to be perfect. So yeah, it will, I want this to succeed because I will be consistent in a way to make it succeed. And you have to apply that to everything you do in life, because no matter what dream or goal you have, you will only fail at it if you give up on it. Simple. When I was competing, I wanted more than anything to be successful at it. I wanted to be an IFBB pro one day. I wanted to get my pro card. I wanted to be on the most prestigious stages in the world as a professional athlete. And I knew the only way I could do that was if I was consistent. I dedicated 7 years of my life to it to get what I wanted and to succeed in it. And I did. I had to give the time. And there were times where I failed for sure, or I don't want to say I failed because I didn't. There were times in my journey where I plateaued. I wouldn't even say backwards because I don't think you're ever going backwards in life. But there are times where you might stall. And in my competing journey, I did stall at times where I didn't place, I didn't do well, my physique didn't look great. But then I kept going. Same with my business. There were times where I started coaching and, I was doing plans and giveaways and discounts and no one was coming on board. I literally was, worried about money and dipping into my savings. But I stayed consistent with the business because I knew more than anything I wanted to coach. I wanted to help people achieve their goals, achieve their dreams, feel confident in themselves, feel secure in themselves. So I stayed consistent. I stayed consistent for months and months and months and months until I got to where I am now. And now I'm at a point where I have a really secure business. Typically, now I'm changing the structure of it because I no longer coach only athletes, because that's what I did for a long time, is only natural athletes. Now I'm aiming to coach towards mindset focus. I really want to take my counselling and psychotherapy training and degree and experience from when I did work in the NHS, and I want to work more with my clients and have more clients that want to focus solely on their mentality and their mindset and have calls with me and chat about what they want to achieve, create plans of action. That's my goal. That's my next goal. And I will be successful in that, and I will have a successful business in that. But I don't right now. I will. I'll guarantee I'll make it happen. And there'll be months again where I probably won't have any calls, or I won't have any clients that want to work solely on that with me. But it's okay, because it'll only fail if I give up. It'll only fail if I stop. And it's exactly the same for whatever the goal. It only fails if you give up. You've got a body goal. It only fails. You'll only not get there if you give up. You have a relationship goal. You want to get in a relationship. You want to have a settled relationship and have an amazing partner. It'll only fail. You only won't have that if you give up the search, if you give up on yourself as well. You want to be secure in yourself. You'll only fail at finding that security in yourself if you give up on yourself. So no matter what you do, you'll only fail if you give up. So never give up. Never give up. And that's the main thing when it comes to jumping into unfamiliarity, is people give up because it's scary. It is scary. It's so scary jumping into unfamiliarity because it's the unknown. People give up before they've even put one toe in because they don't know what to expect. You don't know what to expect. You don't know where it'll lead you. But isn't that exciting? That's so exciting. That excites me so much. Like, I cannot tell you how much it excites me doing this. I'm terrified. Like, I'm so nervous putting myself out there more. I'm so nervous doing long form content. I'm so nervous of doing a new business. I'm so nervous of what my future holds because I have no idea. I have no idea because I know I'll do things to make things different. The only way you can be certain that you'll have a comfortable future, that you know exactly what's going to happen, is if you stay in familiarity, genuinely. If you want to be in exactly the same place next year, just keep doing exactly the same thing every day. But if you're not happy in your life every day, don't keep doing the same thing every day, because then you'll be exactly the same place next year. Do you want to be in the same place next year? I know that I don't. Not because I don't like where I'm at now. I love my life now. My life is amazing. I have a fantastic business, a fantastic partner. I'm so happy in everything that I have, and I'm so grateful for it because I have an amazing life and I'm so lucky for it. But next year I want to be somewhere different again. Not like physically. I love mine and Josh's home. I'm really happy here. I love where we live. But I want to be in a different place with my business, with myself, with what I'm doing in day-to-day life. I still want to have a lot of what I do have now. I don't want everything to change, but it's really exciting that in a year's time, things could be completely different. If I stay consistent with this, where could this take me? If I stay consistent with wanting a mindset-focused business, will I have that? Who knows? I want to do more meetups with women and start a community of empowerment events, empowerment photo shoots, empowerment retreats one day. Could I have that in a year? Maybe. If I stay consistent and I keep pushing for it, why not? Why can't I have that in a year? Why not me? And that's one thing I have lived by my entire life I say my entire life, for the majority of my 20s, I've started to think, why not me? Why can't I have those things? When I see somebody on Instagram and they're living their best life in Bali and they've moved over there and they're running an incredible retreat business, I look at that and I think, oh, if they can do it, why can't I? Why not me? Why can't I do that? I don't want to live in Bali, by the way. I've never been, but I really want to go. I did book, I think I said this in my last episode actually, I did book to go over there for 3 weeks, but I never went. I cancelled that trip to move in with Josh instead. Me and Josh moved in together after 6 weeks. That's how certain we were that we are meant to be. And honestly, best decision I've ever made. He's my soulmate. But anyway, backtracking. Bali isn't somewhere I would want to live. But this is what I mean. You can see people on social media doing these incredible things, and why not you? Why not me? Everything that you want in life, you can have. You really, really can have it if you are willing to push yourself out of your comfort zone. If you are willing to jump out of unfamiliarity. No, jump into unfamiliarity. Jump out of familiarity. And I saw a quote, and it was actually on TikTok yesterday, and it said something along the lines of, is it really a risk when the only thing you're risking is a life you don't really want? Or a life you're not really happy in? Something along those lines. And it's true. Why are you so scared to push yourself out of the comfort zone into the unknown and risk a life that you're not really happy living anyway? Now, I'm not saying that I'm not happy living in my life, because I am happy in my life. I just want more. And that's absolutely fine to want more from your life. Even if you've got an amazing life, absolutely fine to want more. This is your life, you know? You're here once, make the most out of it. But if you're not happy in your life, all the more reason to take a risk and potentially get the reward of something new that you really want. As I said, is it really a risk when you're risking a life that you're not really happy in for potentially having a life you're really, really happy in? And if it doesn't work, what happens? You just go back to how things were. And as I said, it might not be a life that you were happy in, but it was familiar and it was comfortable to a degree. So if you end up reverting back to that, okay, that's fine. Time to take another risk. Let's try again. Let's do something else. Because otherwise you will stay in the same place forever. And that's a scary thought to me. The thought of being in exactly the same place a year from now, 5 years from now, 10 years from now is terrifying. And I don't mean that in like living in the same hometown, because it took me to leave my hometown and move to Dubai to come back to make me realise that actually I really love being here. I love being in the UK. I love living where I live. I don't live in my hometown currently, but I don't doubt that me and Josh will move back to it eventually. But there's nothing wrong with staying in your same hometown. There's nothing wrong with doing that at all. But when I say, do you really want to be in the same place a year from now, or 5 years from now, or however many years from now, I mean mentally, I mean with your goals, I mean with the happiness in your life and the success that you want. Do you want to be in a place where none of that's achieved? Do you want to be in a year's time still uncomfortable in your body? Do you in a year's time still want to be doing a job you don't really like? Do you still want to be waking up in the morning and hating your commute to work? No. Do you still want to be waking up in a year's time single and not in a loving relationship that you really want? Do you want to be waking up next to the person that you're unhappy with, who's maybe abusing you in a year's time? No. You don't want any of those things. You don't want those, or I'm assuming you don't anyway. You don't want the things that make you unhappy, but you stay in them because it's easy. Is it? Is it actually easy? Is it easy to stay with someone who's abusive? I say this and I know how hard it is to get out of abusive relationships. I have been in many, so I do understand that. But when it comes to abusive relationships, you have to start planning to leave way before you do. You really do, because it's such an unsafe and volatile environment to get out of. But you have to start thinking about those things. But as I said, you kind of have to start planning with everything. Nobody wants to stay in these places where they're not happy because just out of ease. You don't. Then that's why you stay, because it is easy. It's easy to stay somewhere that you're not happy because in a weird way it's comfortable. That familiarity is comfortable, even when it's really uncomfortable because you're not happy. So you have to start thinking about that. You have to be proactive in your thoughts. You have to be planning and making a plan of action to make your dreams and your goals and your wants and your desires and your happiness a priority and make them a reality. How can you do that? Break it down. Break down what you want to do and act on it. If you want to move abroad, it might be a massive dream of yours to move abroad, to move to Australia, to move to Dubai. Don't recommend, but that's personal preference. But if you're going to do that, all right, where do we start? Research. Straight away, you got to start research. What do I actually need to get over there? What qualifications do I need? What visa do I need? What career would I do over there? Can I take the career I do currently over there? Are there job opportunities over there for me? Okay, cool. Amazing. What is the cost of living like? How much do I need to earn? How much do I need to save? If you need to save, great. Now that's where we start. We start saving now. And you see how you break down something so, ginormous, moving abroad, to small little goals to help you get where you want to be. You want a relationship. I said this in my last episode. You start being proactive in your dating. You make a list of what you want from somebody and what you don't want. What you want in your relationship in the future, where you want it to go. Do you want kids? Do you want to get married? Do you want to live together? What career do you want that person to have? Do you want to be a stay-at-home mum in the future? Do you want someone who's into the gym? What are your absolute must-haves in person, what are not? Write that down and then start dating within that kind of pool of people. Have strong boundaries for what you don't want and don't disrespect them. You have to have boundaries. You have to have self-discipline in every aspect of life in some way or another in order to set your standard for yourself, in order to set the standard for what you want in your life. So when it comes to jumping out of familiarity, jump into familiarity. So no, I'm getting this all wrong. Jump out of familiarity and into unfamiliarity, amazing, but do it with standards for yourself too. Yeah, you can just do it and just throw yourself right in and not give it a second thought. Love that ambition. But also do make sure that you have some standard for yourself too. Because what you don't want to do is say, oh, in a year's time, I want to be in a different place and I want to be in a relationship. Well, don't jump into dating every single person and then ending up in a worse place in a year's time. Because what we don't want is to be in a different place in a year's time and end up, with somebody we're not happy with. And we're like, oh God, I challenged myself so much and now I'm in a place I actually don't want to be. Great that you pushed yourself out that comfort zone, but definitely set some boundaries. And the same with anything that you do, just always set some standards for yourself. If you want to move abroad, set your standards for yourself. What do you want when you move out there? Where do you want to move? Yeah, jump out your comfort zone for sure. Make a plan of action. Yeah, I'm going to move. I'm going to do it. Okay, well, when you get over there, make sure you're moving to a place that you want to actually move to as well. Make sure that the apartment that you move into, you're happy with. Make sure that you're in a area that you want to live. Don't just go, yeah, I'm going to do it. Sodda M, you've inspired me. And then you end up in a box share apartment in a dingy bit of Australia that's not safe. Because great, you're in a different place from a year from now, but maybe we should have set some standards that we were going to aim for first. So you have to set those standards. And also, if you are pushing yourself out of familiarity and into a place of discomfort, be okay with the fact that if you do it and then you don't like it, that's all right. Just because you embarked on something new and you pushed yourself out of the comfort zone, you dove into unfamiliarity, you tried something new that you thought you would absolutely love and then you don't like it, that's all right. You tried. There's nothing wrong at all with trying something and realising it's not for you. That's fine because you tried it. The risk that you take is potentially sacrificing the life that you have now and the comfort that you have now. And the reward could be making a huge move in your life, getting the career that you've always wanted, getting a partner that you've always wanted, moving abroad, getting the success you want. That could be the reward. Or you might not get that reward and instead you get a lesson and you realise, oh, actually, that person that I went on the date with, they're not for me. Well, you've learned that that person's not for you. That doesn't mean that you go back to where you were. That means, it might feel like a step back, but as I said before, it's never going backwards. It's a plateau. It's a stall. You went out, you dated that person, they weren't for you. Okay, you're one step closer to finding the person that you do want because you've put yourself out there to date. Now you know that you can date comfortably, you know what you don't want, that person was a reflection of what you don't want, move on to the next. You move abroad, you get there, like me in Dubai, you get there, you realise, oh, actually I don't like living here, it's not for me. You last a few months, you come back home. Me, for example, I moved back in with my mum, felt like a failure. No, it wasn't, it was just a stall. It was just a stall in my journey and a huge lesson. And it made me realise I love living in the UK and I didn't realise it. I loved being in and around my friends and my family. I loved them being close. I didn't realise I had so much value here, and I didn't realise I had so much empowerment, and I felt so uplifted by my community and by being somewhere where I felt I belonged. I didn't realise that until I went to Dubai. But I needed to go to Dubai to make me realise I wanted to settle here. And I feel so much happier being here because I went and I did it. And I have, an incredible home here now with a person that I absolutely love. I never would have got any of that in Dubai. I never would have got what I have now, and I'm so happy for now. So it was moving over there and moving back was never me going backwards. It was a stall. It was just a stall. I went over, I had the experience. I learned so much about myself and about what I wanted from life. I moved back, which, as I said, felt like a failure, felt like I was going backwards. No, I wasn't. I was stalling to move on to the next part of my journey, which I am so happy to be in. So anytime you feel you take a risk and you think, oh my God, I'm sacrificing so much here, I'm sacrificing so much comfort and familiarity, what if it doesn't work out? Well, it's never not going to work out, because you're always going to take something positive from it, and you're going to have that mindset, and you're going to make sure you adopt that mindset and learn that no matter what happens in life, even if it feels like a failure at the time, even if it feels like a negative, it never ever is. So long as you look at it in a way that can teach you, that can help you learn, that can help you grow, and recognize you're never going backwards, you're only stalling to then move forwards again. And that's exactly how I am looking at this right now. I am jumping into something very, very unfamiliar, something very different to what I have done before. I am changing my business. I'm still coaching to mental and physical goals. That's what I absolutely love to do. I am here to make you the best version of yourself mentally and physically, but I am embarking on a new aspect of my business where I want to solely mindset coach and counsel and do therapy pretty much. And I'm excited, and I'm going to make it work. And it might stall at times, I might have no clients at times, but I'm going to make it work 100%. Long form content, YouTube, podcast episodes, Spotify, whatever I put this on, I'm going to make it work. I will make it work, because I won't give up on myself. I won't stop. Even if I post this video right now and it gets 20 views, fine, gets 20 views. That's 20 people that are still watching, and that's amazing. Like 20 people supporting me on a new venture, amazing. Like 20 strangers, 20 friends, whatever, amazing. Keep going. I'm going to keep going until it gets where I want it to be. One person trusts me as a mindset coach. I get them exactly where I want to be. I 100% invest into them. Amazing. I'm doing what I love and what I want to do, which is fab. So jumping into the unfamiliarity right now, as scary as it is, and as scary as it is at the thought of failing, I won't let it fail. And you should be exactly the same. Don't be afraid of failure. Be afraid of not going after your goals. Be afraid of not making your dreams a reality. Be afraid of being in exactly the same place in a year from now, if you're unhappy, still being there. If you're really happy in life and you're dead, you've achieved all your goals and you've done everything that you want to do, and you're like, yeah, I'm pretty settled now, I just want to go on holiday, have a good time, I'm happy in my job, I love what I do, amazing. And you want to be there in the same place in a year from now, amazing. That's such a nice place to be. But if you want more from life, whether you have an amazing life already, or whether you're not happy in life right now and you just want to push for more and you want to make more out of life, do it. Just do it. Because I feel like that meme of what's his name? Even Stevens, I can't remember what his actual name is. Just do it! Ooh, just do it. Because what's the worst that can happen? You end up in exactly the same place that you were prior, but no, you don't, because you always learn something. So go for it. And that is the basis of what I'm saying in this video. Go for it. Push yourself. Get out of your comfort zone, guys, because if you do, I promise you, you won't regret it. And that's what I'm doing. So you're here for the journey with me. If you're watching, I'm assuming you're supporting. If you've watched all of this and you've got to the very end and you don't support me and you don't like me, what are you doing here? Why are you watching me? But I'm so excited about this journey. I'm so excited to share more. I hope that you love this video. If you did, a little like, a little subscribe, a little comment, always appreciated. As I embark on this journey more, of course, I will be sharing more. This will be going on Spotify as well. And anything you would like me to talk about in particular, anything you would like me to share, anything you would like an insight on, let me know. But for now, I'm just going to keep up with the subjects of my choice. I'm going to keep talking about whatever comes to my mind. And I hope that you love it. We will see. Bye-bye for now. Thank you for watching.